Hey everybody, it's Paige from verypaige.com, coming to you from my craft room in my pajamas. You film when you can, you know? But I have a few requests for a haul type video, and while I'm not like a big hoarder of things, I'm trying to like actually pare down a little bit. I moved into a sewing space that is much smaller, and I found that when I bought things for my stash that they end up just kind of staying in my fabric stash. That one exception being patterns. So I do have quite a few patterns that I bought from Joann's locally to me, because in the States here, I don't know if it's the same in the rest of the world, but I would say maybe once a quarter they kind of have these super sales on big four patterns, which are Simplicity, Berta, McCall's, and Butterick. So if you pin something to your pattern wish list like I do and then just kind of wait around for a sale, I end up getting more than I normally would. These sales are insane. Like Simplicity's $1.99 and normally they're like $21 or something. So I take advantage of it. Also, if you do costuming or anything like that with patterns that are kind of niche and not really the norm, they go out of print fairly regularly. I have several patterns for historical costumes that I have used on more than one occasion, and if I wanted to buy them now, A, they're not available, and B, they're going for like hundreds of dollars on eBay. So if something interests me, even if I'm not trying to use it right away, if it's on that big of a sale, I will buy it. I don't really buy fabric anymore unless I have plans for it, just because I found that with fabric, if I bought it for my stash, it just kind of sat there and I never did anything with it. So I buy fabric with intent and I stash patterns. You can always buy more fabric. You're probably going to want to go fabric shopping if you are sewing something new. So that works best for me. And I have a pretty good system for organizing my PDF patterns, which I'm going to go over because I don't know if this counts as a haul, but I bought 100. Okay. So these are 6 inches by 9 inches, and they are sealable with the metal clasp. I think school teachers use them a lot. They sell them in a 5-pack at Target for like $2. So if you just want to try out the system that I do for my PDF patterns, that'd probably be a good place to start. But it's the same size as a normal pattern, and you can get a box of like 100 on Amazon for like $11. And so what I do with my PDF patterns is I store them like regular patterns. So I haven't finished that one. I draw like a crappy rendition of what it is. I put the name on the front and I put Penny on the front, which is, you know, the name, the brand name and the pattern name. I also put the size that I cut out, the pattern number. Sometimes I don't have pattern numbers, but it's just, I don't know, it's good to know. And then I put how much yardage I need on the front and if I need any notions. I don't print out the instructions for patterns. I have an iMac on my desk right here, and even if I didn't, I would probably use my phone, but I feel like it's super wasteful to print out PDF pattern instructions. So I just keep them on Dropbox, and that way I can read them in whatever I'm using. And it saves on trying to fit everything in this size envelope, which I don't think would work. But you could print half size if you really wanted to. But I'm going through and putting all my PDF patterns in envelopes like this, because let me show you kind of like what I do and how I do it. So first you take your PDF pattern and obviously cut it out. I just recently switched to PDF plotting, and I really like not having to tape or glue anything together, and I highly recommend it. They are dirt cheap as far as printing goes. But yeah, you just cut out your pattern, and I don't know why I'm showing you the step. You guys obviously know how to do it. Then I just write the name on the pattern. I've found that if you fold pieces individually, they go in a little bit better. I tried to fold it all as one piece and it didn't kind of work well for that. Now that I've shown you that super simple way to do things, back to the haul. I have a horror story about my dog who ate a sewing needle on New Year's Eve. So I'm very, very careful with my sewing needles. I think that A, dog had to have major surgery, but B, he's fine. You know, it was like a couple $1,000s to get the sewing needle removed. Firstly, I don't have that kind of money all the time, so, and I don't want my dog to have surgery all the time. So I am very, very careful. My pins are always in my sewing box on a magnetic pin holder. But when I'm sewing, I have a bad habit of putting my pins, you know, on my desk. So my local sewing store had these. They are from cocoknits.com. I don't know the name of it, but it is literally a slap bracelet. And it kind of looks like an Apple Watch, but it is a magnetic pin holder. There it goes. There it goes. They're not going anywhere. So it's just awesome to have. But let's go through some of the big 4 patterns that I bought. This is a pretty big buy for me. They were all on sale, and this isn't just one trip. If I go into Joann's and they have big 4 patterns on sale, I have a Pinterest board that I pin patterns that I want to. So I can just go in and look and be like, oh, you know, do they have this pattern? If they do, I'll pick it up and I move it to a Pinterest board that is my pattern stash. And it's a really great way for me to keep track of what I have. So let's kind of go through. The first one I have is another YouTuber's pattern. It's Angela Clayton. It is McCall's 7885. And I don't think this is historically accurate. I could be wrong. Angela, please correct me. But it is kind of like a foo-foo, like fantasy dress, kind of reminiscent of Claire's wedding dress in Outlander. But it has back lacing, and I don't know, I just thought the bodice was interesting. I probably won't use the skirt pattern just because I know how to make a basic skirt like that. I think it's interesting that they don't include any undergarments, which makes me think that there might be some boning or tulle in the skirt because it's not gonna stay up like that. Second pattern I got was another Angela Clayton pattern. Like I said, these are niche patterns. They might not be around forever, but I could see a lot of costumes where I'd use this. It's a cape and it's paired up with the previous pattern in the photo. It is McCall's 7886. This seems like it would be pretty versatile, just for any costume where you need a cape. I do have another cape pattern, but I like the hood on this more. It's kind of calash bonnety, room for big hair, which not that you can tell today, but I normally do have. So I am really into these patterns that Simplicity has been releasing. I bought 2 of kind of the same idea patterns. I have Simplicity 8695, and it's just a bunch of sleeves. I have Simplicity 8506, and it's also just a bunch of sleeves. Now, I'm assuming that these sleeves are supposed to fit the Simplicity block. Who knows? Big 4 does whatever they want. But I just thought, well, a lot of these sleeves are very vintage and probably wouldn't work well in everyday wear. There are a couple on here that I think I could slap on. A couple really basic, like A-line, like nipped waist, like skater dresses, and they would be super cute. But I don't know. These sleeve patterns are just kind of really interesting. And I don't know, I thought I could reference them for more than like one occasion. And it's always interesting to see different sleeves. I'm a big sleeve person. I don't know if that comes across in what I sew, but I really like them. Although this view in this like giraffe print is interesting. It looks like a mushroom. But you know, mushroom sleeves might be what's in for 2019.
Going fashion, sweetie. Look it up.
So I have another vintage pattern from Simplicity. It is 8458. I think I'm actually going to be making this next, but I'm not sure. I posted a vote between this skirt, which is cute. It's kind of, I would be making this version just because it takes less fabric and I'm cheap. But it's really cute and it's a good winter skirt. And I've been honestly watching lots of Rachel at the Pinup Companion, and it's been flashing me back to the days when I wore a lot more vintage, and it's super flattering and I like it, and I like where the skirt sits. So I might be making this next, but I might be making the Seamwork Patsy. I have a vote up on my Instagram, and I'll figure out what I'm making maybe today or tomorrow. But yeah, this is really cute. It has like a little bias cut pocket on the one. And then I do like this, but I don't have enough fabric to make it for the next thing I'm making. So we'll have to see what everybody thinks. Also in the land of vintage, we have this beautiful 1940s vintage coverall and pants. So this is Simplicity 8447. I don't think this is gonna look good on me. I don't think it's gonna be flattering per se. I'm a little bit apple shaped, so things that kind of go tightly over the stomach aren't like my favorite thing, but I'm willing to give it a try. Also, it's just a straight up ripoff of a Rosie the Riveter type ensemble, which I'm into. I'm more likely to make one of the pants versions just because I need a good pant, and I don't know, I'm interested to see in what a pant like this looks at my waist, just because I like things to cut me at my natural waist. So this should be interesting. It could be a train wreck, it could be cute, who knows. Oh, also is the shirt and this weird little hoodie guy are included. So who knows what I'm gonna make for this. It was $1.99 and it's a niche pattern, so it could not be here later. I also bought Simplicity 8763. It is like a wrap dress. Is it Dottie Angel? No, it seems like it's kind of the same kind of thing. It's Verity Hope. Again, I would never make it out of the two homespun fabrics that are on there. But the one that kind of caught my eye was this black one because I like the ruffle, I like the length, and I like the sleeves. If I make it in black, who knows? Maybe it could look really chic. Also, I like wrap dresses because I'm lazy and I don't like putting in zippers. The last pattern I got is very vintage. It's 1940s. I don't know about the bolero, but it comes with the blouse, and it's like a button black blouse. You can kind of see it right there, which I'm into. And I tried to make one a while ago when I got Gertie's book for Better Sewing or whatever it was, but I don't think Gertie's sizing is great. Like, her ratios don't fit my body very well. And I know Simplicity, for the most part, I'm okay with. So I figured I'd give that a try. And the skirt is also super cute and super full, and I'd love to do it in like a really nice, like boiled wool maybe. I don't know, it's getting really cold in the Midwest and I can't handle it. So I'm just gonna wear wool all the time. So that's it for the sewing patterns I bought. I did buy one piece of fabric to make a skirt out of. This is the one that people are voting on for the Seamwork Patsy or the really interesting like vintage 1940s skirt. So technically, I think this is a homespun. You kind of look. It's really pretty. It's made by Diamond Textiles. I think the reverse is really cool too. It's handmade and it's made by Diamond Textiles. I bought this at another local fabric store, but not as close to my house. It's called Silk Road Textiles. It's in College Hill, which is a neighborhood kind of on the west side of Cincinnati. I don't go there a ton. It's definitely geared towards quilters, but every once in a while they have a really nice homespun. I know they carry some silks, which, while they're beautiful, are very expensive and impractical for me to wear for the most part. But this is really interesting. They had a bunch of like cross-stitch fabrics. It was $12 a yard, so it wasn't that expensive. So I got 3 yards, and this is what I'm gonna make a skirt out of. And it's kind of wintry and it's a little bit more subdued than I normally go for, but I feel like that's just kind of where my wardrobe's heading. But it's a homespun, so I guess it's technically a quilting cotton. It has a nice drape though. It's not too stiff. I haven't washed it yet. We'll see what happens when I wash it. But I'm just like pretty into it. It's got little orange crosses and little brown ones. They also had a blue and white version, which I'm into and I might go back and get. And again, this is Diamond Textiles homespun fabric. I don't work with homespun a lot, so who knows how this will turn out. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me in my little tiny sewing room. Hopefully I will be able to keep making videos for you. Let me know what you'd like to see. like and subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. I don't know. Comment below. I like comments. I will respond to you. All right. Thank you very much. Bye.